Chaos requires pivoting. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. I had a couple good conversations today, recordings for my upcoming podcasts. And this is specifically for Off the Grid Biz podcast. So if you're a listener, be sure and pay attention because there's going to be new ones coming up. I'll give you a little bit of a clue on one of them. But there also is and those of you who have never heard it before, go to offthegridbiz.com. But we have one couple we've had on our show before, and I won't even ruin who it is at this point because I'll remind you as soon as the show comes out. They had a really great business going. Actually, they originally had a physical business going. They went into the information side of business and had that moving really good. And a whole lot of it depended on giving speeches and putting on workshops and a lot of physical activity all around the globe. And it was going good until COVID-19 hit. And you get this chaotic situation to where no one was allowed to move around the world. No one was going to be showing up to events for a long period of time. So what happened? Well, they took advantage of the situation. And like they were telling me, they pivoted. They pivoted and they built an information source online that worked very much like the events, used a whole lot of the same resources. So they were able to garner all of these resources, people that they knew, and be able to plug them in to this same function. And I'm not going to ruin it because I want you to listen to the podcast when it comes out, excuse me. And so it's going to be really good stuff. And it's something that anybody can do in their own space, in a sense of, if you're too dependent on one frame of marketing, if you're too dependent on doing things a certain way, as soon as that way is being kept from you, you're dead in the water. And so you need to be able to pivot. You need to be able to have another way of doing something. And they've started from scratch, starting in May. They started something brand new, something they'd never done before. Although it was similar in the sense of the product that they were creating. They were creating a very similar product than they had in the past, but they were delivering it in a different way. So I'm going to ask you, could you take your product, could you take your service, whatever your business provides, can you take it and deliver it in a different way? If you do things offline, can you do them online? If you do things online, can you do them offline? If you are providing them via, let me think of a good example here. If you're doing everything in person, could you do it over the phone? Could you do it over a webcast? Could you do it over a recorded video? Could you do the same thing? Can you train other people how to do what you've just done? Or can you become a source for other people doing the same thing? Instead of you doing all the work, can you just be the go-between between the people that need, let's say it's need information, and the people that are providing it? Can you be the go-between for that? There's a whole lot of interesting conversation to go on there. In fact, I wish I could have talked to them longer about the same issue. I think they're going to be in a place in the next 6 months to a year to where there's going to be a whole lot more to talk about when it comes to what they've put together. And it's something that anybody can do if they have the right frame of mind. You can build something very similar. So it's all about pivoting in a place of chaos. Can you pivot quickly? We've had a whole lot of conversations about that this last year because of the COVID situation. It's woken people up to the fact that their business might be stuck in a very specific realm. You don't want to be stuck. You don't want to be at a point to where you can't move if necessary. So it's something to think about. Some certain things you can't plan for at all, but you need to start thinking about it and start adding on small pieces at least to what you're doing that would give you the ability to move longer I shouldn't say longer, I'd say more, more in a larger way if the time comes. Hopefully that makes sense. If you like tips on how to get your mind out of the box and to really think about these things more clearly, go check out my book, 9 Ways to Amazon Proof Your Business. In it, I talk about 9 very specific areas that you can focus in on to see if you think your business can expand a little more and make it completely competition proof, which is a huge part of business in general, if you know what I mean. Go check out a free copy at amazonproofbook.com. That's amazonproofbook.com. We're going to be back here tomorrow. And so why don't you join us again? We're back here every night where we talk about tactics, strategies, and principles to help explode your business. You have a great night. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.